Hello guys, this is Wonderbit Trading, and today we carry on with our weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis. In front of you, you can see 4 different charts. All of them are related with Bitcoin. The top left one is the CME Futures, the top right is the BTC Dominance, and the two at the bottom, they are the BTC price to the US dollars, but in different exchanges. So let's start with the futures. As you can see, this week starts with a small gap. You can clearly see it over here. So the price dropped from 7,100 and currently is trading around 7,000. It's a very small gap. And obviously there is a 75% chance that this gap is going to be closed during this week. The most interesting thing is that we finally had this dev crossover here where the 50 MA is crossing below the 200 MA. And this signals that we're still in a downward trend, and this downward trend is getting stronger. What we're expecting to see in the nearest future is that the price should go down towards the level of 6,000. This would be the bottom of the triangle which was forming in 2018, and this is actually quite a good point at which we might see some accumulation of Bitcoin. To say even more, what also can happen during the this week, for example, if we expect that this gap is going to be closed, we should see the slight retracement back towards somewhere around 7,500. Obviously, the important zone is 7,800. If we were not going to break this, then we should be on our move towards 6,000. Let's look at the dominance here. And if we apply the same technical analysis, what we can see now that the BTC dominance is currently in a downward channel as well. The top line is obviously the top line of the channel is acting as a resistance, while the 200 MA is going to come as a support, and we're going towards the final stages of a very, very important decision for the BTC, whether the BTC is going to increase and start increasing higher than altcoins, or whether it's actually gonna go down. And in this case, it will mean that altcoins are going to depreciate either slower than BTC, or roughly, if they're going to do it in the same rate, then the BTC dominance should stay the same. Let's look at the historical data over here from Bitstamp, and we do have this breakout of the 4-year BTC cycle. And what we're expecting to see in this one, first let's switch to the weekly, because it's going to be much more appropriate for this particular chart. But what we're expecting to see here is that we broke the 50 MA on a weekly chart. The next massive stop should be 200 MA. And if we put the support level again as the bottom of the triangle that we had in 2018 during the bear market, we can see that also the 200 MA is coming towards this support level. So this is a very nice area in which the support indicators should stop the downward movement of the price. And as we go into the second year of the 4-year cycle, we might see the area of accumulation in the long term, because we haven't seen it here. Usually, based on the previous years, the accumulation zone and the accumulation time is around a year in total. So here it was about 3 to 4 months, so we should expect another at least half of the year of accumulation in 2020, and around 6,000 to 5,000, this is a nice area to accumulate Bitcoin. We can also suggest that this is the accumulation triangle over here, so the support level of the triangle is also will be coming towards this area of 5,500 in 2020. But don't forget, what usually happens is that we can see that it can go over here and then start accumulation, something like this, and then the recheck of the resistance. In the short term, how we're trading right now, let's go to the daily, and this is from the Binance exchange. We're still right in the middle of a downward channel, and we expect to actually form the second bottom over here. The volume is quite low, the volatility is getting down, and usually this is the sign that something massive is going to happen quite soon. Either break down to the downside of this downward channel, or we're actually going to go to the upper side of that channel. Both of these scenarios are actually quite likely at this particular moment. There is quite a lot of indecisiveness in the market right now. We don't see any bull powers or bear powers at this particular moment. So even on the 4-hour chart, the volume, you can see how the volume was getting down throughout the previous week. The volatility is getting down, all the MAs are getting intervened. So we're gonna see the conclusion of this price movement very soon. So let's go to check the Ethereum price and what's happening over there. We'll start with the weekly time frame. And this is also coming from Binance exchange. So on a weekly, we can see that currently the price from the previous pump, the price reached 0.7 retracement level, and we're currently right on the spot with 0.7 retracement, which is $143. The next level of support would be around $132, so we might see that the price is going down slightly, but actually not much is happening in terms of the Ethereum price right now. And at the same time, we can see that there is a descending triangle which is actually forming not only on the Ethereum but on other altcoins as well. So let's look at some other examples. One of them is Dash. You can see the same thing is happening. However, the volume is actually much higher here at the bottom. What else? BNB is forming something similar. We might say it like this, but it's more look like a double bottom, taking this bottom which happened in October into the account. And at the same time EOS. So they all have quite a similar patterns here, so all the altcoins are following quite similar patterns. So we're coming towards the quite important timing right now. So probably somewhere next week, maybe around Christmas Day, you will see a huge volatility, a huge price movement either to the up or to the downside. It's quite hard to tell right now at the spot, taking also BTC into the account and taking the correlation into the account. So we would be able to see whether the BTC is going to go down first and then try to rebound, or it will go straight to 6,000. But it's quite important to monitor the market right now. We're not in any of the positions. We're looking for more confirmations from the market to enter. And at this particular moment, we're just monitoring the market. So that was it for this week. Stay tuned with our YouTube channel and subscribe to it to receive the weekly reviews of BTC and Ethereum price analysis. And best of luck with your trading.